Hello student. So we will continue our fourth unit. The next part is dynamic analysis of slider crank mechanism. Okay. So from here the main part starts. Dynamic analysis of slider crank mechanism. So the slider crank mechanism. Okay. So this is single slider crank mechanism. Okay. So I will start from here. The steps outlined for dynamic analysis of four-link mechanism also hold good. So before this, exactly what he have done is four-link mechanism. Okay, four-bar mechanism also hold good for slider crank mechanism. But here he is not explaining that whatever he have covered now means before this. Okay, so he is talking about this method, but here first we will go through analytical approach of slider crank mechanism to consider the dynamic analysis. Okay, so I will start here. This is first we will calculate velocity and acceleration of a piston. Okay, so velocity and acceleration of a piston in dynamic analysis. So from here a very important derivation starts, as I informed in last class at the end of the last video. So here you can see this is single slider crank mechanism. Okay, this is our crank, radius r. Okay, the length of the crank or radius of the crank is r, not length, radius. Okay, and this is connecting rod. Okay, the length of the connecting rod is small l, radius of the crank is r. Okay, and this center is called inner dead center, this center is called outer dead center. Okay, so figure 13.2 shows a slider crank mechanism in which the crank OA rotates in the clockwise direction and the OA crank is rotating into clockwise direction. Okay, so when it rotates in clockwise direction, what we want to calculate is velocity and acceleration of a piston. So to know the velocity, you should know the displacement. Okay, so imagine that this before some time this A point was here at the inner dead center, and now it is at this position, which means the crank has rotated in clockwise direction by theta angle. Okay, so this is the position, and when with this axis, when crank is making theta degree angle, the connecting rod is making beta angle. Okay, so when this A point was at inner dead center, this B1 was at this B position. Okay, so from here this piston has moved to B1 and the crank has rotated by this angular displacement. Now, so this is axis, that the axis displacement of piston from inner dead center. Okay, at the moment when the crank has turned through angle theta from the inner dead center, the x is equal to B1b. Okay, so this B1b I can write, this is O, this center is O. Okay, so B1b I can write OB minus OB1. Okay, so B1b we can write BO minus B1O, BO minus B1O. Okay, now again B1O, for this particular position, if I draw this line, means a intersection of this A point, or what we can say is like this is A1. So now this OB1, or B1O, we can write summation of B1A1 plus A1O. Okay, so B1O we can write B1A1 plus A1O. So this A1 is perpendicular drawn from point A to the line which is joining B and O, okay, or the axis of piston motion. So this B1A1 plus A1O. Now you have to understand that this perpendicular distance is Y, okay, this is R, so A1O. Now this is a right triangle, sorry, okay, so Y is equal to R sin theta and A1O is equal to R cos theta. In the same way, if you take this triangle A1A and B1, then this angle is beta, this is 90 degrees, so this is another right triangle, okay. So here Y is equal to L sin beta, means this is L, okay, so this is sine component and this is cos component, so A1B1 we can write L cos beta. So this all relation he has used here. So BO is L plus R. How? Because what I said is when theta is equal to 0 degree, this A will be at inner dead center. So this total length is nothing but summation of L plus R, okay, means, and when theta is equal to 0 or beta is equal to 0, OB1 is equal to L plus R. So BO is L plus R. Now B1A1, as I explained, B1A1 is L cos beta. So this is L cos beta. A1O, this A1O is equal to R cos theta. So this one is R cos theta, but R is missing here, means this is printing mistake. So this is R cos theta. So BO is equal to L plus R minus L cos beta plus R cos theta. Now this ratio of connecting rod length to the crank radius L by R is defined as a constant N, okay, so L by R is equal to N. So in place of L I can write N into R, okay. So he has defined one constant N, which is nothing but ratio of L, means connecting rod length to the crank radius. So now L is equal to N into R took common, so now here N plus 1 minus N cos beta plus cos theta, okay, R we took common. Now cos beta we can write from trigonometry, cos square beta plus sin square beta is equal to 1, so cos beta is equal to square root 1 minus sin square beta. Now what is sin? Now Y is equal to R sin theta and Y is equal to also L sin beta. So sin beta is equal to Y by L, sin theta is equal to Y by L, okay. So here he has not written this all the relation. So before you start, you can write all this relation, cos theta, what is in this triangle, what is cos theta, what is sin theta in terms of cos beta or sin beta, cos theta or sin theta in terms of Y, R and L, okay. So sin beta is Y by L, so sin square beta is Y square by L square, okay. Now Y is also equal to R sin theta, okay. So Y he is writing R sin theta, okay. So 1 minus R sin theta square divided by L square. So now what is L? L is equal to N into R. L I can put N square into R square. So this R square will get cancelled, and finally we are getting square root 1 minus sin square theta by N square. So this is your cos beta. So cos beta, again LCM we can take N square, so N square minus sin square theta by N square, but square root of N square is N, so 1 by N and square root N square minus sin square theta. So if we put this result in place of cos beta here, so what we are getting, x is equal to R n plus 1 minus under root N square minus sin square theta. So this N, and here we have already one N, so N will get cancelled out, and finally we are getting this relation. So what is this? After resetting it, this N, okay, so this N is here he brought, and this cos theta he took here, so r1 minus cos theta. How it is minus? Because it is under bracket. So if you open this bracket, it will come minus cos theta. 1 minus cos theta plus in bracket n minus under root square root n square minus sin square theta. Okay, so this is the relation, means this equation shows the displacement of piston. This displacement of piston when the crank is turning theta angle from inner dead center. Please remember, this is from the theta is measured from inner dead center. Okay, so this is your displacement. If the connecting rod is very large as compared to the crank, okay, means L is very greater than crank radius r, then n square will be large and maximum value of sin square theta, maximum value, the sin square theta maximum can be unity. Okay, sin square can be, and sin theta can be maximum 1. So this square root n square minus sin square theta will be approaching n square, because n square is very large and sin square theta is 1. So in comparison of this n square, sin square theta can be ignored, so this becomes square root n square, so this become n. Okay, so when if become this n, so n minus n, this becomes 0, so this x is equal to r1 minus cos theta, and this is the expression of a simple harmonic motion. This is a expression of simple harmonic motion. The meaning is, when the piston execute a simple harmonic motion when the connecting rod is very large. Okay, but that was the case, but you have to consider this as important. This expression is giving us the displacement, and from this displacement we can get velocity of piston. Okay, so what finally we need is velocity of piston and then acceleration, because to calculate inertia, means dynamic analysis, you need Fi is equal to m into a. Okay, m into a means acceleration, here he is using f, so we need f or acceleration. Okay, so first we will calculate velocity of piston. Velocity is, if it is the displacement with respect to time, if you differentiate, okay, the first derivative of displacement with respect to time will give you velocity. So dx by dt, so because the x is not function of time, it is function of theta, so we have to rearrange it, dx by d theta or d theta by dt. Okay, so this d theta by dt is nothing but, this theta is angular displacement. When you differentiate with respect to time, it will give you angular velocity. Okay, so what is now, this is omega. Okay, d theta by dt is angular velocity, which is omega. We have to calculate, because this x is function of theta, so now you have to differentiate. So d by d theta, x is this, okay, and d theta by dt is omega. Okay, now you can differentiate it. It's simple relation. So r is constant, it will come out 1, differentiation 0, constant differentiation with respect to theta 0, minus cos theta differentiation is minus sin theta, so it will come minus will become plus. Okay, plus sin theta plus n constant, so 0. Now this is what square root n square minus sin square theta, which is nothing but, and if you take a general case, it is square root x. What is the differentiation of square root x with respect to x? But it is function of theta, so I am remembering the general formula, which give you 1 by 2 under root x. Okay, so here is again a small misprint, it should be minus 1 by 2. Okay, it's not 1 by 2, it's minus 1 by 2. Okay, when you are doing differentiation, it will be minus 1 by 2. Now again you have to differentiate this sin square theta, so what will be the sin square minus sin square theta differentiation, minus 2 sin theta cos theta. Okay, so when you rearrange this, you will get, because it is minus, so it will come in denominator. Okay, so 1 by, and this minus and minus will become plus, and this 2 sin theta cos theta becomes sin 2 theta, and this 2 under square root n square minus sin square theta, and this omega is coming this side, so this is r omega. Now this is the general expression of velocity of piston in terms of theta, r, and angular velocity omega. Okay, so this is the general derivation of, means relation of velocity of piston. Now again he is using that relation. If n square is very large in comparison, means L is very large, so n square in sin square theta will become negligible in comparison of n square. So if you can ignore, so it will become V is equal to r omega sin theta sin 2 theta by 2n. This is approximation but give almost equal result. Okay, so if L is very large in comparison of r, you can approximate by this relation. Okay, if sin 2 theta by 2n can be neglected because n is very large. Okay, if n is very large, this sin 2 theta can be maximum 1, so this will make not much different, so can be neglected if n is quite large. In that case we will become r omega sin theta. But you have to remember these are the case. Okay, we have to remember this derivation. So this is your velocity relation, this is your displacement relation. Now we have to calculate acceleration of piston. So F, okay, you can also use sign convention small a for this. So for acceleration of piston, F or a will be first derivative of velocity with respect to time, so dv by dt. But again you can see that this velocity is not function of time. Okay, here directly it is not function of time, so again we have to rearrange dv by d theta into d theta by dt, because you are not doing this just multiplying and dividing by d theta. Okay, so that we can get again your d theta by dt means omega, and dv by d theta we will do from this relation. So this d, this is your v, okay, by d theta. Again he has to, just to simplify, he has ignored this, so he is using this relation. Okay, so this r omega sin theta sin 2 theta by 2n, and this is your d theta by dt, which is omega. Now after differentiation he is getting this sin theta, differentiation cos theta sin 2 theta to cos 2 theta by 2n. Okay, so this omega, when it comes this side, this is r omega square in bracket cos theta 2 theta by cos theta plus cos 2 theta by n. Okay, if again, so this expression is giving you acceleration of piston. This is general expression. Okay, now F, again n is very large, we can ignore this component because this will become very small. So F is equal to r omega square cos theta, as in case of simple harmonic motion. Okay, so now again when if theta is equal to 0, cos theta is equal to 1, cos 0 is equal to 1, and cos 0 1, so 1 by n, r omega square cos 1 by n. So these all are cases. Okay, you can read it. Theta is equal to 180 degree, again it will become cos theta minus 1. Okay, cos 180 minus 1, and when theta is equal to 180 degree, when the direction of motion is reversed, so this will become minus 1 by n, this is 1. So note that this expression of acceleration has been obtained by differentiating the approximate expression of the velocity. Means he has not differentiated this expression, he is assuming, means he has taken this, but it doesn't make more different. Okay, it will be a small, it will give you satisfactory result, there will be no problem. Okay, so up to here, so these are two very important relations. This is acceleration F or a, r omega square cos theta plus cos 2 theta by n. Okay, and this is your velocity relation, r omega sin theta plus sin 2 theta by 2 under square root n square minus sin square theta, or you can also approximate as this. Okay, and remember this. Now after getting this, now we have to calculate angular velocity or angular acceleration of the connecting rod. Okay, piston is not having any angular motion, it is having linear motion, but your connecting rod is having angular motion. Okay, so we need to calculate angular velocity and angular acceleration of the connecting rod. So as I told, y is equal to L sin theta, and L sin beta, and it is also equal to R sin theta. Again you have to go there to recall this. So y is equal to, if I do in this triangle sin theta is equal to y by r. Okay, if I do sin beta, it will be y by L. So y is equal to L sin beta and y is equal to r sin theta. Okay, so coming here again, sin beta, so y is equal to L sin beta, r sin theta, and sin beta is equal to sin theta by n. How? Because sin beta is equal to r by L. Okay, r by L into sin theta, but n is equal to L by r. Okay, so r by L is equal to 1 by n. So sin beta is equal to sin theta by n. Okay, now differentiate this equation both sides. So what we will get, differentiating with respect to time, cos beta d beta by dt is equal to 1 by n is constant. So sin theta differentiation with respect to time is sin theta differentiation cos theta and d theta by dt. So now cos beta d beta by dt, what is this beta? Angular displacement of, what is this? The angular beta is angular displacement of connecting rod. So d beta by dt means what? This will give you angular velocity of connecting rod. Okay, so d beta by dt is equal to cos theta by n. We bring this cos beta in this side, so cos beta and d theta by dt is omega. So finally you are getting, because this expression is, this is angular displacement of connecting rod with respect to time, so it will give you angular velocity. So angular velocity is equal to omega cos theta n, and cos beta was, we have already derived in last, so it was 1 by n square root of n square minus sin square theta. This n get cancelled out, and omega c is the angular velocity of connecting rod. You got this omega into cos theta divided by square root n square minus sin square theta. Now we have to calculate angular acceleration of the connecting rod. This is angular velocity of the connecting rod. So angular velocity, if you differentiate again with respect to time, will give you angular acceleration. Okay, but as we can see, this relation is not function of time, it is indirectly function of time, because theta is omega t, but not directly. So here we should write omega c by dt, so omega c by d theta into d theta by dt. Okay, so that we can differentiate directly with respect to theta. So d theta by dt is omega, and d by d theta, omega c is this one. Now when you differentiate, you will get this relation. Please go through it, remember your 11th and 12th class concept and do it. It's not very difficult, you can easily do. So finally we are getting omega square sin theta cos square theta minus n square minus sin square theta divided by n square sin square theta 3 by 2. So this expression is giving you the angular acceleration of the connecting rod. Okay, so the negative sign indicates that the sense of angular acceleration of the rod is connecting rod is such that it tends to reduce the angle beta. Thus, in the given case, the angular acceleration of the connecting rod is clockwise. Okay, the angular acceleration of the connecting rod is clockwise. Okay, now angular velocity of connecting rod, angular velocity of connecting rod over. So I will end this lecture here. So in next class I will start engine force analysis, because we know that all internal combustion engine are based upon single, the mechanism is nothing but single slider crank mechanism. So we will use this relation, the whatever we have derived in today's video, we will use for engine force analysis, how to calculate force in engine. Okay, there will be so many like piston effect and so many forces will be there, inertia force will be there. Once, because now you know the acceleration, the mass will be given, so you can calculate inertia force. Okay, how much force on the piston because of gas pressure, because of burning of fuel, that we will calculate, and inertia force and other friction force. After accounting all this friction force, there will be analysis. So this all we will cover in engine force analysis. Okay, so that we will see in next class. That will be also very important. But now whatever we have done in today's class, please sit with your pen and notebook and do this analysis as your notes. Okay, thank you.